channel. Please share it with your near and dear. Now second type, okay. So when very few is there in positive degree sentences, in comparative you find than many other or than most other also sometimes as per old English, than many other, than most other also. And here one of the best. Okay, for example, you see very few countries in the world are as rich as. Very few countries in the world are as rich as England. Very few countries in the world are as rich as England. So, very few. And here, England is richer than many other countries in the world. England is richer than many other countries in the world. Right, than many other. And one of the best. England is one of the richest. One of the best, one of the richest. Just like that. England is one of the richest countries in the world. So like that our comparison goes in this way, in positive degree and in comparative and in superlative degree also. Okay, this is second type. And the third type here. So when positive sentence is there, we are not talking about positive degree here. So in positive degree, when positive sentence is there, positive sentence means in a sentence, if there is no word like not or n apostrophe t or never, like that, if no such words are there, that sentence is called positive sentence. So in positive degree, when positive sentence is there, in comparative degree, we find a negative sentence. When it is positive sentence, in comparative degree, it should be negative sentence. Means in this sentence, we find a no or not or never, like that. Any of those words, if you find, that is a negative sentence. Okay, as per this one, in positive degree, according to third type, if positive sentence is there, Ravi is as clever as Gopi. In this sentence, you don't find not or no here. So Ravi is as clever as Gopi. Then you see Gopi is not cleverer than Ravi. Not cleverer than Ravi. Here we have used not. Here not is not there. But here we are using not. So this is positive sentence and this is negative sentence. When positive sentence is there in positive degree, so in comparative degree we have to maintain negative sentence. As per this one, this is clever and comparative degree form is cleverer, so we are using here cleverer. Okay, Ravi is as clever as Gopi, Gopi is not cleverer than Ravi. And for example, Leslie is not as clever as Melanie. So here the sentence is in negative sentence. In positive degree sentences, we find negative sentence here. Sentence is negative in positive degree. Leslie is not as clever as Melanie. When negative sentence is there, in comparative degree, we find positive sentence. Means without not or no, we have to use. So Melanie is not as clever as, Leslie is not as clever as Melanie. Melanie is cleverer than Leslie. Melanie is cleverer than Leslie. So without changing the meaning of this sentence, and we are forming this sentence. Means just we are transforming the sentences into other ones. So in these three types of sentences, generally in our day-to-day life, we find comparative degree forms. Okay. So now, for example, you see, if you want to use positive degree sentences, you can generally find in these types. For example, no other boy in the class is as clever as Ravi. No other country in the world is as rich as America. No other country in the world is as rich as America. And no other person is as intelligent as Ravi. Like that, you see, with no other, we can use sentences in positive degree. Or sometimes you see, you can use very few. You see, very few students in the class are as clever as very few students in the class are as clever as Gopi, for example. Very few very few cities in India, very few cities in India are as big as as big as Chennai. So like that. And in the same way you can say very few people in the city are as rich as Ramarao. Like that you can use any such kind of sentences in positive degree. So in these types you can use sentences in our day-to-day life. And for example, sometimes in this mode also we can use Ravi is as clever as Gopi. Just like that you see America is as rich as for example England, if it is equal like that. Okay, and not only that one, for example, he is as intelligent as Krishna, like that. Okay, for example, Mumbai is as big as Chennai. You can use like that in our day to day life. Okay, so in this way, for example, if you use Mumbai is for example, Chennai is not as big as Mumbai. Chennai is not as big as Mumbai. If you say here, then we can say Chennai is Mumbai is bigger than Chennai. Mumbai is bigger than Chennai, like that we can use in comparative like that. So in comparative forms, if you want to use comparative degree sentences, you can take Ravi is cleverer than any other boy in the class. America is richer than any other country in the world. Like that. Mumbai is bigger than any other city in India. Okay, Ravi is taller than any other boy in the class. Like that you can use anything. Okay, and otherwise you see sometimes you can use in this way. If there are very few things which are of same quality like that, we can use these sentences. For example, um, uh, India is a India is richer India is richer than many other countries. For example, you see Ravi is cleverer than many other students in the class, and in the same way he is taller than many other boys in the class. Like that you can use than many other, like that. And here you can, for example, in superlative cadre, a few people are there like that. You see among them, if the person or if anything is greatest, like that we can use in this way. Just like one of the best, like that. England is one of the richest countries in the world. Chennai is one of the biggest cities in India. Chennai is one of the biggest cities in India. Like that you can use any maybe cities also, maybe places also, maybe countries also, maybe persons also, you can compare in this way. Okay, and in this way third type also you can use sentences in this way. And as the comparison is here between only two people, there is no chance for superlative. If many people or many persons or many places are there, then the comparison goes even in superlative degree also. As this is comparison between only two people here, there is no chance to make sentences in superlative degree. So in this way in our day to day life we find the sentences. So we have to keep in mind these three types of sentences. As per this we can use sentences in degrees of comparison. And there are, for example, there sometimes you see there may be questions also possible in degrees of comparison. For example, you see who is taller, Raju or Krishna? Who is taller? Who is taller, not tall? Who is taller, Raju or Krishna? Because this is we are comparing. You see, if one person is greater than the other, like that, then we can put in this way. Okay, who is taller, Raju or Krishna? In such a way, some questions are also possible in our degrees of comparison. So these are all about okay, degrees of comparison. Now let us learn reported questions. But a reported question is a part of a longer sentence. It's a part of a longer sentence. Okay, and a reported question is a part of a longer sentence. But in what way we have to form this sentence also I'll explain now, and after that let's go for details of this one. So longer sentence, it is a part of a longer sentence. A reported question is a part of a longer sentence. For example, you see, generally we use reported questions with phrases like, for example, do you know? So, right, reported questions which are introduced by these words are part of a longer sentence, but these reported questions are used after phrases like do you know. After this phrase we use reported questions. After this kind of phrase we can use reported questions. After phrases like these we use reported questions. So in what way? Let me give you one example, and after that I'll give some more examples also. For example, do you know is one question. Where is the Charminar is another question. But if I want to make this question as a part of this whole sentence, joining with this, that becomes then reported question. So in what way can you combine these two sentences? Do you know where the Charminar is? But here, do you know, this is question, where is the Charminar? So the Charminar is a subject, is verb here. As it is question here, the verb has come forward and the subject has gone afterwards, as it is question form. But when we are using a reported question, when it is part of a longer sentence, this should change into statement form. Statement form is subject to verb order. Verb subject order is question. Statement verb order, subject to verb order is statement. Do you know where? The same we have to use. Subject is the Charminar, and then we have to use is. So then this is called where the Charminar is, called a reported question. So it is clearly question here. Where is the Charminar is clear question, it is WH question. But here it is reported question because it is part of a longer sentence. Do you know where the Charminar is? So this is a longer sentence. In this it is a part. So it is called a reported question. So by this what we can understand, the WH questions should be changed as statements. The WH and how type of questions should be changed as statements. When we are making them as reported questions, we have to change the order of subject and verb. Now let us give some more examples, okay, by these, okay, by these forms. Right. Now let me give some examples. For example, you see, do you know? Do you know? If I take who, our chief minister is. Do you know who our chief minister is? Who our chief minister is. But general question is, who is our chief minister? Real question is, who is our chief minister? But as it is reported question, who our chief minister is. And in the same way, for example, could you tell me how I can go to Golconda? The question is here, real question is, how can I go to Golconda is the question. But as it is reported question here, could you tell me how I can go to Golconda? In this way. Okay, now, for example, please tell me, question is how can I solve this problem, but reported question is how I can solve this problem. And in the same way, for example, I know why you have come here. Real question is why have you come here is question. But when it is a part of longer sentence, I know why you have come here. Instead of have you come here, you have come here. So like that. And in the same way, I don't know whether he likes me. Does he like me is the question really. Does he like me is the question. But when it is a part of longer sentence in this way, after this phrase, I don't know whether he likes me. Whether he likes, subject to verb order. Whether he likes me. And in the same way, for example, say what you have learnt so far. Means so far what you have learnt. So question is really, what have you learned so far? What have you learned so far? But as it is a part of longer sentence with say what you have learned so far. So in this way we can frame sentence and ask, for example, ask him, like that we can add also, ask him what he wants. The real question is, what does he want? What does he want? So when it is reported question, ask him what he wants. What he wants. So here in all these reported questions, subject to verb order you find. Subject to verb order. Our chief minister, subject, verb is. And here how I is subject, can go is verb, and in the same way I is subject, can solve, verb, and you subject, have come, verb, and in the same way he subject, verb, likes, and have learnt is verb and subject is you is subject and after that verb, and then he is subject, wants is verb. So by this you can understand reported questions form is subject to verb order, but the question form is verb subject order. So just we are making it reverse in the case of that. Okay, so in this way in our day to day life we use reported questions with wh words after phrases like do you know, could you tell me, like that we use them. And so most of the people, they make mistakes. Even very good English speakers also sometimes make mistakes. For example, do you know who 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 is our chief minister? Do you know who is our chief minister? Do you know where is the Charminar? They use like that, but it is wrong to use like that. Do you know where the Charminar is? Do you know who our chief minister is? Like that we have to, okay, use the reported questions. Okay, so by this we have completed reported questions. Thank you for watching this channel. We'll meet in the next episode.